Hey New Sound, how are you? My name is Crystal Swass, and I am so humbled to be here to give you your daily devotional. Right now, we are in the midst of our 21-day fasting, and I wanted to give you a word on hope in the battlefield. How do you fight your battles? And when I think of battles, I think of David and Goliath. So we all know the story of David and Goliath, right? David was clearly unequipped to fight the giant Goliath. And as he entered the battlefield, it says in 1 Samuel 17:37 that Saul was preparing him for battle. And Saul says, "Go, and the Lord will be with you." We're all in a spiritual battle, and some of us are fighting battles that people don't know anything about. I'm sure you can relate, but how are you fighting your battles? When you enter your battlefield, do you enter knowing that God is with you, or do you enter feeling like you have to fight this battle on your own? In 1 Samuel 17:45, David said to Goliath, "You come against me with a sword and a spear and a javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty." Here's the thing. David didn't defeat Goliath with his own strength or with his own weapons or with his own knowledge. David defeated Goliath in his faith and his hope, knowing that the Lord brought him to that battlefield and that the Lord was going to fight the battle for him. So I'll ask you again, in your battle, do you know that the Lord is fighting for you, or are you trying to fight this battle on your own? In Romans 8:24-25, it says, "For in hope we have been saved, but hope that is seen is not hope." Think about that. For who hopes for what he had already sees? But if we hope for what we do not see, with perseverance we wait eagerly for it. Be eager in your waiting. Sometimes we have to wait on the battlefield. Be eager in your stillness and in hope, knowing that the Lord will fight this battle. You may not see the end, and oftentimes we don't. We're in the midst of it. But we can hope in the unseen that God is already at the end. In Romans 8:37, it says, "But in all these things we overwhelmingly conquer through him who loved us." We don't fight the battle and win through our own strength. It's through Christ that we win the battle. We have to remember that in Jesus, our victory is already won, and it was never meant to be fought in our own strength. But when we're in the midst of it all, we often feel weary because we're fighting that battle on our own. One of my favorite stories is the story of Job. And if you know the story of Job, you know that Job had it all. He had riches, he had a family, he had a wife, he had land, and he had sheep and herds and cattle. And in a moment, that was all taken from Job. And I know that we have felt that. I felt that. I've had things taken from me. But in Job 13:15, he says, after everything was taken from him, "Though he slay me, I will hope in him." Job understood that even in the battle, his hope was in God. So have hope in your battle right now. I know that you're fasting and it feels like a struggle, but hope in God. And know that we fight from a place of victory, not a place for victory. How are you fighting your battles?